A lot of Etsy sellers know that they can use Pinterest to drive traffic to their shop, but a lot of sellers are doing it completely wrong. I see a lot of people randomly posting pins to Pinterest, trying to get clicks, and the truth is that there's a strategy. Pinterest has changed a lot over the last few years, and so in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to effectively create pins that will actually get clicks and convert onto your online store. And regardless of where you're selling, Pinterest allows you to put links. So it doesn't matter if you're an Etsy seller, a Shopify seller, or TikTok shop, wherever it is that you're selling, you can absolutely use Pinterest just by utilizing the link to your online store or products. So with Pinterest, Pinterest is a search engine. A lot of people think that Pinterest is social media, but it's not. It works more closely to Google than it would to something like Instagram. So this works especially well because people are already going for info, for inspo, and they're open to purchasing. So if we give them the direct link, odds are it can convert and get them to know about our product or website. So your goal is to simply create pins that will show up in front of the right target audience so that they click and are redirected to your store. So first things first, if you're going to start this strategy, I recommend creating a new Pinterest account. It can be a personal account, but I would recommend creating a business Pinterest account. It's easy and free to sign up for, but mainly I say to create a new account because this way you'll be able to organize everything according to your actual business so that it's all seamless, not only for the customer experience, because trust me, people do look at your Pinterest boards, but also for SEO purposes. So don't use your personal Pinterest account that you save your clothes and food ideas on. We're gonna create a separate Pinterest account that we can keep track of and collect data. Now, getting into actually making our pins, full transparency, Pinterest used to be a lot simpler in the terms of creating a pin. It used to be that you could post a photo, a few keywords, and then your link, and that was that. But now there is more competition on Pinterest. It is more, being used as a search engine. And so it's important that for our pins, we actually do some research, and research in the same way that we do research on products we're selling through SEO and what people are searching for, right? It's a lot easier to sell to people that are searching for something rather than trying to find people to search for us, right? So that's a key factor here. And what's really cool is Pinterest has a pretty hidden feature to find what people are searching for. A lot of people don't know about this. I didn't for a while, and that is to utilize Pinterest trends. Now, you may have heard of Pinterest trends before because they do different annual trend reports to let you know what to sell and what's currently trending, but there is a search icon that you can use and type in the keywords for your specific product or niche. This is so helpful, and it's really going to benefit you when we're using different terminology in our pins to get traffic quicker. So this is a huge hack. You can do this by going to Pinterest trends, and then up in the top right, you will see a search icon. You can then type in your keyword or multiple and start to see the trends of what people are looking at. You'll notice there's different dips. Maybe something is trending more towards a specific time of year. You can get a lot of data from here. And I know that people don't like doing research. I get that. But if you are the person that puts a little bit of time into this, you will see the results. Pinterest is giving us this info for a reason, so I would highly utilize it. Now, how these keywords factor in is when you create a pin on Pinterest, you need to give Pinterest a few things. You need to give them a photo of your product, and then a title, description, link, and tags. So in all of those things, you have an opportunity to use these keywords that people are searching for or that are interested in order to rank higher. And when you're researching, not only for your keywords, you can also do a search and see what types of photos people are using in the more popular pins. So if your product is going to be a trendy dad hat, you would search that and see what types of photos are coming up that other companies and other sellers are using on Pinterest. And if they're showing up in your search volume, they're probably ranking higher than ones that aren't. So it's important to just take note of those things with aesthetics. And again, the same way that we do research when we're selling on any platform as well. And like I said, there's not a lot of people creating pins that are doing this research. A lot of people are just taking their mockups, randomly posting them to Pinterest and hoping they get clicks. So if you're the person that does this research, again, it will stand out. Now, next important thing is when we're actually creating our pin, how to get the copy, title, and description. So you can either do this yourself by utilizing keywords, or you can type the keywords you're finding and the SEO for your product and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it for an SEO-driven Pinterest title and description. This is really helpful because you can copy and paste it directly into your Pinterest pin and then fill out your actual tags. So with Pinterest, as I mentioned, we have our photo, we then have our title, our description, our tags, and our link. So these are things that you can do consistently with your pins, but utilizing different strategies. So that leads me to my next point of when we're creating our pins, how many pins do we have to post for a product? So my key strategy here is 3 pins per product on your online store. With your pins, you're not going to post that pin every single day. You're not going to post pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, 1, 2, 3 day. No, we're gonna post 1 pin 1 week for each product, 1 pin the next week for each product, and so on for the 3rd week. That way you have a consistent pin running through your store of different products. And if someone looks at your Pinterest page, it's not 5 photos of the same product, it's variations of the product. This is super important, and then also helps with the consistency to show Pinterest, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm posting, and I know who I'm selling to and what my product is.
So I want to show you an example of this. So here is the one product, right, that I'm creating 3 separate pins for. So this was the first pin that I just showed you. It's already on here. And then see how I have 3 different variations over here in my drafts. So it's the same setup. So I'm doing the description, and then it has the tags and the title. And I'm doing that for 3 different photos with 3 different SEO and hashtags in this description. And I got this all from ChatGPT, so I'm just asking it, see, for the same product, different variations. So this is what it should look like in the strategy for one product. So this pin I'm gonna schedule for 1 week, this pin the next week, this pin the 3rd week. And I would do that for multiple different products with 3 different variations, right? So on the 1st week, this pin's going live with the other products as well for that. Next week, 3rd week. I hope that makes sense. So that way it's not this pin being posted one after another 3 days in a row. These are all 1 pin each week.
So for starters, let's say you want to do 5 products in your online store to start marketing on Pinterest. You should have 15 photos total, which means 15 pins will be created.
So here's a visual of what I mean by this. So week 1, you have your 5 different products. Obviously you can do more if you choose to, but this is just for the example. So I have 5 different products here that will be a pin after another, right? I'm not gonna post the 3 of the same phone case. I'm gonna kind of switch it up on my Pinterest account and then keep everything organized. And then week 2, it would be that same product, but with a different variation in photo, as you can see here from the top one. I didn't switch out these mockups, but you can get the point here of like week 2, it's like 1 post, 2 posts, 3 posts, 4 posts, 5 posts versus the same product one after another. So hopefully this makes sense. So that way you have multiple products from your online store that you're marketing on your Pinterest account, but while still keeping it aesthetic, still keeping it to look good and not overloading the algorithm with the same exact product.
Now let's talk about results and what to expect. Completely transparent with Pinterest because, again, it is a free marketing strategy. We're not putting money towards advertisement and a ton of traffic at once. So Pinterest is considered a longer term strategy. If you're more consistent on Pinterest, I notice they will push your stuff more. But what's cool about Pinterest is that pins from literally years ago still bring me traffic. And Pinterest doesn't really categorize it as like, oh, this pin's 3 years old, we're not gonna show it anymore. They more so keep pushing it for engagement long term. So if somebody searches for that, your pin can still come up. So it's not like social media where if it doesn't perform within the first 20 minutes of being live, that, okay, dump, it's a bad video or a bad photo. Pinterest more so sees it as what the keywords are, categorizes it, and then will still bring traffic to it long term. Now this is good because, again, long-term strategy, you take the time to do this, you can keep getting traffic for years and years, months and years and years. But it also can take some time to start seeing those first impressions, which are your analytics for your pins. So what I would say is to set up your week to 3 week strategy and expect to start getting impressions you can actually read by your first 1 to 2 months. Now, I know that that doesn't seem very fun, but it's realistic and it will work long term if you do these strategies I'm talking about. Now, if you used Pinterest trends in your actual search, you may even see a quicker increase in your impressions and people viewing your pins and clicking because you're using something that's trendy. That's why it's nice to mix in those keywords here and there and then create things that people are actively searching for, and keep in mind those timelines because that can really bring traffic quicker to your shop. So pins can drive traffic from years to months, but overall our goal is to get people to our store and to convert, right? And so when we're creating our pin, there's a few things that we can do to really optimize on this are gonna actually go to our store. Now, it is very normal for someone to click on your pin and go to your site and click off, right? That is okay. You'll be able to see that data, whether you're looking at it through Shopify or Etsy, you'll be able to see that traffic that maybe isn't converting. But what that does tell us is that somebody did click on your pin and was interested in your product. Now, a few pro tips to actually get people to your checkout is to link in your Pinterest pins link to your checkout for the product. So for example, on Shopify, if you are going to be selling a specific product, you can get the link from your actual checkout page so that when the person clicks on your item, they're automatically directed to the checkout page versus the product page. So this can work really well because if someone knows that they want the product, they can just type in their info or use Apple Pay or PayPal or whatever and automatically check out. So that can really help with your conversions. You also, if you're selling on Etsy, you're not going to be able to do this, but making sure that the link that you're using on your pin is going directly to that product, not your whole Etsy shop. This was something that was confusing to me when I first started, is I was posting all of these pins and then making it go to my Etsy shop, not my actual products. So I was confused why I'm getting like traffic to my shop and then like maybe favorites here and there of like so-and-so loved your shop, but they weren't converting. And that's because a few things. I mean, if someone goes to your shop, there's now an overload of products, so they favorite your shop to come back later and they might not. First, if they click on that actual photo, they're redirected directly to that specific product. They can hit add to cart on Etsy, and even if they don't purchase right then, you're in their cart on their Etsy account. So the next time they go to Etsy, they see your product in their cart, right? So it's something that they remember and it brings them back to it. So I think that that's very valuable when you're creating your pin. So let's recap what you're gonna do for your new Pinterest marketing strategy. First step, you're going to go ahead and create your new Pinterest account that is branded for your online store. Next, you're gonna do research on keywords, Pinterest type, pin types, photo types, and all different kinds of pins. Next, you're gonna wanna create your pins and your pin series. So we're not posting the same pin followed by each other in a row. We're gonna be switching out different product types and scheduling our pins for a 3-week strategy. We're then gonna set up our post strategy and then take in the data after a few weeks to months to see what is working and what's not. Like I said, it's a long-term strategy, but it's one that works. So utilize these free marketing strategies, especially if you're somebody who doesn't want to put money towards ads up front. All these things work incredibly well, and I highly recommend doing them for a successful Pinterest strategy. Thank you so much for watching. Every single thing that I talked about will be linked in the description, and I hope to see you in the next video.